We're here on site, come out to a field site here where we've got a live exhibition of the installation of a Conqra polyraft floor. The reason we've come out to the site today is give you an idea of how this componentry works that we've previously been showing. This is what we call our external spacer. It's a 300 and greater, so ideally it works in a 300 wide perimeter edge beam, which is the most common in the field, but it also does 400 or greater. One of the issues we have with the edge beams is that quite often you don't end up near the edge beam with the final cut. Fine around the original perimeter, but the off-cut sides normally leave a bit of movement, never really exactly 300. So the beauty of this new componentry is that we can slide it over and along the length of the pod, so that when we get to an area where we're greater than 300, we can simply slide out. The other benefit is it's a 4-bar carrier, which is quite a common event now in the field, and by moving right out to the edge of the formwork, we're able to pick up where the steel really needs to be positioned, particularly in a rebate with a brick veneer where the load is coming down onto the exterior. That's where we want the steel in any engineer. So as you can see, stepping back in here where the contractors have installed these, when we're coming out, we can go out to the edge, and if we have to go further, we can simply slide out. Predominantly, the polystyrene, the edge here, cantilevers off that, but the foot also holds it up, and we can see how well placed the steel is in here. And we've got our 50 mil of concrete cover between the DPM and the ground, and also back from the formwork. And as we can see, it can carry a multitude of bars. So that's our Type C 300 or 400 edge beam spacer working. Next one I'd like to introduce you to is our original internal load bearing. Primarily it's for a 200 or greater, quite often used in a saw cut with 2 bars. So we've improved that with some of the feedback we've had from engineers in the field, and we've come up with this new version, which is a 4-bar carrier. So you can have either the 2 bars or the 4, and it can go in 200, 300, 500 or greater internal load bearing, typically for free control joints or vertical internal load bearing from up above. Once again, clipping into the polystyrene and holding it apart, stopping it moving during the concrete pouring process. And last but not least is our original Type A internal, which is this one here. We also have it in a 160 wide spacer, which is very common from the AS 2870 Australian standard. We get quite a call up of that from the engineers. This one simply, as we can see in here, fits in between the spacers, holds it apart, supports the reinforcing up, and this is huge during the concrete pouring process. A lot of the concrete places know when they're walking on a Conqra polyraft floor, because the entire floor, all the Rio that comes to the site, is suspended. It's not sitting on intersectional plastic bar chairs that simply hold the pods apart. What it's actually doing is it's holding the reinforcement, suspending it and allowing the steel, and you can have a look in through here and the other previous shots. It's just what a great clear canal that is, and a throat for pouring through. And you can get a whole width right the way along. So last but not least, while we're here, in the background you can see all these little orange penetrations for the plumbing. This is our other innovation, and if you'd like to come along here with me, this is for around, it's a free control vapor barrier joint for around plumbing penetrations. Big issue our contractors had on site is trying to secure a seal using simply the black tape that they use for jointing the DPM. But if you'd like to come along here, we'll have a look at this. As you can see, the site here is several penetrations, and when we're coming through here, we can see a good installation. Also, just while we're here, our contractors use electric benders, as you can see over here, and the reason we do that is for the detailing around services. Engineers are asking for 50 mil clearance around the pipe. You can see down here how my guys achieved that. Once again, the Type A internal, suspending the Rio, and the installation of the Conqra Apache, sealing up the penetration. One stop, easy shop. If you go onto the website, click on Conqra Apache, you'll also see the free control vapor barrier joint here, along with the bubble wrap is the ultimate. The polystyrene collars give no movement. This is the ultimate. People like it. Contractors are loving it. Please visit the website. Thank you.